don't trace the T-shirt now, but my wife has a copy of that T-shirt, whereby it is written, Dembo Byforce Bojang, Bawulek. Clearly written. And my photograph is both back and front. If I give back, they read it. If I give front, they read it. So that's a slogan that made people to appreciate my candidature. And Byforce, everybody knows what Byforce means, whether Olaf Bandinka or Eric Sarawude or anything. But Mate is deliberate. He is going to win deliberately, whether you like it or not, but by true God's will. Mbawulenke, that means I'm not going to vote for any other candidate other than Dembo Byforce. If they say vote for Lamin, you said Mbawulenke. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to vote for them. So Mbawulenke also is a deliberate act that will confirm my candidature. My chairman, a prominent chairman by the name of Dembo Bojang, died after elections, three elections. Then Mama Sutako Jata was a member of my committee. Landing Kadirin Drame, member of my committee.
You are watching
Landin
journalism.
Darboe was the deputy chairman of NCP committee in Bakau. Dembo Byforce of Maikunda, a member. Konya Sise, a member. Jubri Sise, a member. All these names, all of them passed away. Jati Ture of Jatakunda was a member, and Jatieti Cham of Wasulungkunda was also a member. In Wasulungkunda, you have Bodede, Jata, most of them name it. Was my party leader of NCP.
In those days, it was PPP and NCP. In those days, late Sharif Mustafa Jira, founding father Alaji Sadauda Kairaba Jawara. I knew Dembo at a distance. There was no personal contact between myself and Dembo. But because I'm a political animal, we used to follow politics in those days. Whenever there is election in this country, there was no television, but people follow the results through Radio Gambia. So we used to follow the results. I can remember, I think, I'm not sure of the date, but I think it's 1992, I think so. Dembo was challenged by a veteran Gambian, former senior security personnel, Sam Sallah. That year, I think that was the toughest and the most difficult and contested elections against Dembo Byforce. We all thought that he might lose that election because Sam was a former security personnel. He was involved in the Biafra War in Nigeria. So we consider him some kind of a wealthy man.
When he defeated Sam Sallah at the May elections of that year, there was petition by Sam Sallah against him, trying to unseat him, that his elections were not conducted properly.
And that was the toughest and the most difficult and contested elections against Dembo Byforce.
A lot of allegations, you know. So I stood by his side, you know, helped him in the cause, and Alhamdulillah, he didn't lose his seat, you know. I mean, his election was declared as valid. And we continued that way, two brothers.
I was then the national president of NCP, Babakar Bojang, of all you know. When he passed away, Sam Sallah took over. But for a time, then I was engaged as national president of NCP, and likewise UDP. In fact, they cannot do much because then they were in the opposition. The First Republic was PPP, government was formed by PPP. You know, the most interesting thing that dislocated the opposition parties. When PPP was formed, it was Protected People's Party. People accepted that. But later, politics is funny. If you don't know politics, you don't know. But if you do know, it's not going to be a disadvantage to the listeners of makers. It was Protected People's Party. Everybody accepted that. Then the Banjulians formed their own party, United Party. Other parties also based in Banjul. So to get the provincials and the protected, you have to name Protected People's Party. But as time goes on in politics, PPP remains PPP. But the meaning was changed as People's Progressive Party. That also is PPP. So, a layman cannot identify the difference. Protected People's Party is PPP. People's Progressive Party is PPP. Jawara has to change that meaning, whereby the provincials don't know, but they remain on PPP, without knowing that the meaning is changed. So these are the modalities. The attempted coup, Koko Sambasanya. Yes, I was then National Assembly member.
At the time of the coup, he was a National Assembly member, so it was the coup d'etat that brought an end to his membership of the National Assembly.
I don't know Koko actually. He was in the NCP, as I was told, but I have never met him before. Never in my life. I don't know him. When this attempted coup came up, this old man I referred to, was arrested. Arrested simply because he supports the opposition. He supports me fully. The old man of 90 plus was arrested and detained by Ali Jami. He represents NCP, and this is why I said he called me by force first. And then he was arrested simply because he supports the opposition, and he was arrested and died in my tour. The body was sent to us. We went and took the body and buried him as how it should be buried. That's what happened to him. I won the election. They said it's because of him I won the elections. That coincided also with Kuko's attempted coup. So they have to exploit that situation so that they can get him and arrest him, pack him in my tour wherever. He just went there to pick the dead body. He is so sympathetic. So it was so sympathetic.
Dembo Bojang is a household name in this country, especially in the political arena. He has been a veteran politician.
I was posted at Brikama Primary School, and I said even the governor, the current governor, I taught him in school. From Brikama School, I was transferred to Kuntaya School. Most of my students, one Dr. Duto Fafana, I taught him in Kuntaya School. He's a medical doctor now. And Abdul Khan also is an engineer in agriculture. Educational field, this was in the 60s, yes, after independence celebration. The secret is plain. Jammeh was a very good one when he resumed office, because Jammeh came to me. He was here in this compound for 9 good years with the parents before joining the army. I signed his memorandum of understanding for him, Charles Swaibu of Tibakonda. I don't know what he did. And this gentleman, Yankuba. I signed their papers for them to join the army. And by joining the army, I was fully respected. He respected me fully. He never called me by my name. He called me uncle. I can fully remember one of the respect he had offered to me is that Sirudeva at one time was crying for his diplomatic passport because it was seized from him. When we met at our political bureau, Sirip was crying because he has to make another arrangement. Or not even when the party was banned, but he has to go to UK for arrangement. He cannot travel. He told me at a committee level, I said, I'll try my chance. And I went to State House. When I found the soldiers at the gate, one Kasama, who is a Newtown guy, a soldier, full uniform, Lamin Kasama. He said, Mr. Bojang, where are you going? I said, I'm going to see the president. Have you made an appointment? I said, no.
Even here, if you want to see me, He doesn't ask for appointment. He will just come to the chief of protocol. I want to see the president. Sometimes they tell him, this is not the way you see president. He says, yes, president is my friend and he's my son, so I want to see him.
But how can we see the president without making an appointment with him? I said, I'm National Assembly member. I need not to have appointment with president. You see, so it's a close relationship. Because I went there, I was escorted by two soldiers in front of me, two this side, two at my back. I was right in the middle, escorting me to President Jammeh. When we reached there, Sallah was then the Secretary General. He said, Mr. Bojang, who do you want to see, me or President? I said, President. He said, but you made no appointment. I said, yes, this was why you gave me a lot of escorts. He said, this is ridiculous. Giving me two soldiers with their guns, dangerous guns, two at my back, two on my right, two on my left. Dembo alone. I have no weapon. When Yaya heard my voice, he said, Sallah, get him in. I went to see him. Uncle, I said, yes. Uncle, but you should come home rather than here. I said, yes. Because coming here is automatic. I have to. He said, what can I do for you? I said, you are here today. You have taken somebody's place yesterday. And today you are the president, current president of this nation. How can you seize people's passport? Don't give it to them. They are not going to abscond. I said, but he said, but who do you want me to give the passport as a certificate? He said, I said, he's not going to run away. He cannot leave his family and abscond. Jammeh has his own party. I have my party. Okay. But he supports my party, NCP. Even if I have meeting, he has to come. When he was not the president, he liked me, and he never made something adverse against me on platform. He never said, go and arrest Mr. Bojang, let me talk to him. Never in his life. As I was saying, he called the Secretary General, bring me the ledger. They brought the ledger in his front. He said, where is Silva's passport? They brought the passport. And it over to my uncle. I signed the ledger. As I was going out, I said, I must be funny to myself. When going to a place like State House, empty pocket. So if I'm going back with empty pocket, that's dangerous for me.
Exactly.
I went back to him. I said, Mr. President, do you know, my nephew, do you know what I want? Nothing in my pocket. He said, uncle. Then he called his wife, not Zainab, Tutifal. He said, Tuti, have you money with you there? Tuti said, yes. He said, bring me a lot of dollars. I dumped them in my pocket. Then I gave back. I said, goodbye. Thank you so much. May God bless you. So there I left. He was a very good one because people turned his mind to a critical situation that he cannot look back. If President they tell you are going to be coup, you are going to kill you are going to that. That made him worse. But after everything, he was a good man. Very, very good man. I have never, ever committed any crime. I have never against him by abusing him. He was good to me, not by giving me money, but the respect he had given me, just the respect, because he was in my compound here for 9 good years without paying rent, with the uncle, the mother, and the family. At the end of each month, I have to give them a bag of rice and a total sum of 300, 400 per month. That's nothing to. So that's the time he respected me fully. Yes, Jammeh was a good man to me and also to the people of Bakau. The problem we have here, any leader that comes, they're going to against you. And the moment you are against you, you become annoyed. Say, I'm not going to do anything for them. And they're perfectly right. Jammeh was born and bred here in Bakau. The first that he can look after is Bakau. Some people, they criticize me. He's APRC, he's that and that and that and that. No, I need development. Any president that comes in, we need development from him.
And Dembo was always motivating. He never lose hope. And because he had a past with Yahya Jammeh that transcended politics, so he was kind of a safety net for a lot of us.
It's so interesting. Jammeh was amazed when he had me leading a team to go against his verdict. Because when he changed, people were crying. I went to him. I said, you took somebody's place. Somebody must have to take your place. So go easy with them. Go easy with people. But they are forcing him to be arrogant. We're forcing him to be arrogant. You see, so I at one time called Colonel Izzat. I called that colonel. I said, go and advise the HE not to be harass people, not to harass people. So all in vain, not in vain. So I have to rest my case. And went to Samusa came to me. Honorable Samusa, Majako Samusa came to me.
Kebal fana, or be it or Nyatonko, Nyanta all the time focus on young people. Marala Nima focus on young people. Forget about the politics, but the young people's issue is very fundamental. Focus on them. Kana try as much as possible ka address issue me alonko asi ko me alonko asina keni tema problem what.
I said, Mr. Bojang, if you don't get up, Gambia is going to be an ashtray. I said, but why? He said, let's get up and go and meet Sidi Ajat today, or Halifa Sallah. So I went with him to Halifa Sallah. I said, Halifa, one party cannot remove Jammeh's regime. We have to form a coalition so that we moved coalition rather than individual parties. He said, Mr. Bojang, go and sit down. Gambians will not hear from us. We form not here. It doesn't work. I said, yes. But this time around, it will work. This time around, because all political parties were banned. So at that time, when NAT was formed, there were no party that was banned. But now all political parties were banned. We'll achieve our goals. He said, go and see OJ. He'll call CDR and others to make them know that this is what's happening.
To know a person is to work with a person. We came to work with each other under the umbrella of the Interparty Committee. This came at a very tragic moment in the political history of the country. That was the period when the leader of the UDP, Honorable Darboe, was arrested and then ultimately incarcerated. And it became very difficult for the UDP supporters to meet at the UDP headquarters. Security was everywhere. And consequently, the leadership that was left behind decided to be meeting at the leaders' premises. And there we met them to express our concern. And I was the chair of the Interparty Committee and requested from them what they felt we should do to be able to work together for the release of their leaders, but also to ensure that whilst they were incarcerated, they would be properly treated. That was the first time I came into direct contact to work with him.
As I went, he said, go and look for a hall where we can meet. I went to YMCA. I was told by the coordinator that Jammeh said there is no political meeting here. If it happens, we're going to destroy the whole YMCA. We cannot get a meeting place. We went back to Halifa. Said we have nowhere to go. He said go to Carabao Hotel. He called the manager. The manager said let them come in. We went there. We accepted our first meeting, coalition meeting. Then Halifa paid He said $700 is per meeting. Halifa paid for 2 months meeting. Then we have series of meetings at Karaba. This is how it formed. At last we were able to get YMCA.
I could remember that we commenced work very quickly at the Interparty Committee to make very important decisions. The first decision was to form a team to go to the home of everybody who was detained so that we will inform the families the whereabouts of their loved ones. Because nobody could have the opportunity at that time to be able to do that. And families were very confused. They had no information about their own sons and daughters. And I could see when we first appeared, whether it was Tujereng, etc., all these villages, you will see the love people had for Honorable Dembo Bojang, that his presence was highly felt. And it served as a motivation for people to at least understand that some people, responsible people, were working for the release of their loved ones. That's where we started our relationship.
For my surprise, I said, Halifa, you be the chairman of the coalition. He said, no, you made us to be politicians. Your experience is even more than me, Halifa, rather than any other person. You are going to be the chairman of the coalition. And I resumed the office of chairmanship as committee in the Senate. So I moved ahead with until we were succeeded to remove and replaced. But it's not even my desire for Jammeh to leave this country and go. Because they don't want me to talk to him. So that we accepted the defeat. Later he changed his mind. That changes made me very much annoyed. Because we want to do, as I told Adam, we want to do what Jammeh did for Sadaw the Karawajawara. For him to stay at peace in the country and not to change his mind. I didn't mean he hasn't changed his mind. He will stay amicably in the country as a good citizen, an advisor to the current president. This was how things go wrong.
For watching Gyro News TV, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.